Hello, dear students, and welcome to this particular session. Now, before we begin with this session, let us discuss what we had done in the previous class. In the previous class, we discussed that how Gonzalo plans to create his Commonwealth of Nations. So, Gonzalo gives the proposal that if he had the plantation of the island, then he would make a Commonwealth of Nations in which all things will be done contrary to the methods which were being used at the present time. He dreams of a world where there will be no trade, no commerce, no laws, no crime, or there will be no limits and boundaries. Everything will be provided to human beings by nature, and therefore all men would be idle. However, the other two characters, that is Sebastian and Antonio, who had been presented as negative characters in this particular scene, they mock at Gonzalo's idea of Commonwealth of Nations because Gonzalo contradicts himself. At one hand, he says that all men will be equal, and towards the concluding part of his speech, he says that he would be the king of that island. So the latter part forgets the former part of his idea of a total utopian state. And we'll continue from there in this particular class. Now here, immediately after this particular part, Ariel enters into the scene. He is invisible to all the people. No one is able to see Ariel. And at the same time, he is playing some Solomon music. Now Sebastian says, we would sow, and then go a bat fowling. We would sow means, so here immediately before this, Gonzalo had told Sebastian and Antonio that both of them are gentlemen of great courage. They are so courageous that they would even move the moon to go on for more than a month without her usual change. Actually, it was believed that the moon completes its revolution within a month. So if they wish, they can do anything. So Gonzalo also humorously comments upon Sebastian and Antonio. So it is in response to this that Sebastian says that they would do so. They would do so means they would move the moon to go for more than a month without her usual change. And after doing that, they will go a bat fowling. A bat fowling means the act of catching birds with the bats or poles. It was an old and cruel method of catching birds. Now Antonio, nay, good my lord, be not angry. Okay, Antonio tells Sebastian that please do not be angry. Gonzalo, no, I warrant you, I will not adventure. Okay, he says that he assures them that he would not lose his reputation for good sense by such a weakness. Okay, so by such a weakness means he would not risk losing his reputation of good sense for such weakness, for such temptations which are given to him by Antonio and Sebastian. And he also inquires them that if they would put him to sleep with their laughter, because Gonzalo feels drowsy. So you see, all of them were engaged in a conversation. They were trying to console, comfort King Alonso, and then all of a sudden, Gonzalo starts feeling drowsy. Why he is feeling drowsy? This is the effect of the Solomon music which was being played by Ariel. So Antonio also tells Gonzalo, go sleep and hear us. Okay, yes, you can go sleep by listening to our laughter. So all the courtiers, including King Alonso himself, they fall asleep except Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio. Alonso could not sleep. So King Alonso, Sebastian and Antonio, they are the three people who are awake, and rest all of them fall asleep. And they fall asleep because of the magical effect of Ariel's music. Then Alonso, he is surprised that have all of them fallen asleep so soon. Okay, because all of them fell asleep so soon. And he wishes that if he could also end his worrying thoughts with some sleep. So Alonso also wished that if he could get some sleep, and he is inclined to do so. Means he also uh, is inclined to close his eyes to go for sleep, but still he is awake. Then Sebastian, please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter. Okay, so Sebastian tells King Alonso that he should go to sleep. And King Alonso must not neglect the opportunity the sleep provides, because sleep seldom comes to them who are in a sorrowful mood. However, when sleep comes to those people who are in a sorrowful mood, it works as a comforter. Therefore, he advises King Alonso that he must not neglect the opportunity that the sleepiness provides. Now, here Sebastian wanted King Alonso to fall asleep, because it is only when he is in his state of slumber that it would become easy for Sebastian and Antonio to execute their plan, which is revealed a little later. Then Antonio, we too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety. So, what are Antonio and Sebastian going to do when the king is asleep? They are going to guard King Alonso while he is taking rest, and they will watch over his safety. Then Alonso, thank you, wondrous heavy. Okay, he thanks them, and Alonso also wondrous heavy means it is strangely that he is also feeling drowsy. Okay, strange drowsiness, strange sleepiness, because it is the outcome of the magical spell of of Ariel. And Alonso also sleeps. Now, when Alonso sleeps, Ariel exits from the stage. Now, Sebastian and Antonio, they plan about their conspiracy. Sebastian, what a strange drowsiness possesses them. Okay. So, what a strange sleepiness has overtaken all of them. They have fallen asleep so sudden. Now, Antonio, it is the quality of the climate. Okay, it is due to the strange climate of that particular place that all of them had fallen asleep. Then, Sebastian, then why does it not make them heavy? Why does it not then our eyelids sink? Okay. Why they are not feeling uh, asleep, or why the strange climate does not make their heavy eyes heavy with sleep too? And I find not myself disposed to sleep, because he is not feeling inclined to sleep. Then Antonio also agrees. He says, nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. Okay. So he also says that not he also does not feel heavy with sleep, and his thoughts are still alert. His spirits are nimble means his thoughts are still alert. They fell asleep altogether as if by some common agreement, by common consent. You see, consent. So all the other courtiers, that is including King Alonso, they fell asleep together as if by some common agreement. They dropped down as if they were struck by a thunderstroke. Okay. Happen what might. Okay. What might means may it happen whatever might happen. What the Sebastian, but I shall say no more. Yet see in your face what you cherish in your heart. The opportunity offers itself to you. I see a crown descending on your head. Now, Antonio begins to provide the temptation to Sebastian. So, happen what might. Okay, Okay, maybe for whatever reason they have fallen asleep, but Antonio tells Sebastian that he is able to see in Sebastian's face the desires of his heart, because his facial expression was reflecting his desires. And now the opportunity offers itself to Sebastian. Sebastian has a golden opportunity to fulfill all his cherished desires. And Antonio tells Sebastian that he is able to clearly see in his imagination a crown descending on Sebastian's head. Now, Sebastian is unable to understand Antonio, and he asked, "What art thou waking?" It appeared to Sebastian as if Antonio was speaking these words in his dream. And therefore, in order to assure himself, he asked Antonio that whether he was still awake. Antonio says that, "Why are you asking this question? Are you not able to hear me speak?" He is speaking, and that itself is evident enough, proof enough that he is still awake. And Sebastian, I do, and surely it is a sleep language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. Okay. So he says that he does, and surely he Antonio is talking like a man in his sleep. Okay. But this is a strange kind of sleep, to be sleep with his eyes open, to be speaking, standing, moving at the same time, fast asleep. That is what Sebastian feels. Then Antonio, "Noble Sebastian, thou lettest thy fortune sleep." Okay, by not listening to Antonio, or by thinking that Antonio is speaking these words in his sleep, Sebastian is only letting his fortune sleep, or rather die. By closing his eyes, you miss your chance. If Sebastian goes to sleep, then he would miss his chance of becoming the king of Naples. Okay. Then Sebastian, "Thou dost snore distinctly. There is meaning in thy snores." Okay. Here snore means talk. So Sebastian tells Antonio that Antonio is now talking in his sleep, and there is something meaningful in his words. And then Antonio says that he is more serious than his custom. Okay. He is more serious on this occasion as than he is accustomed to be. Antonio tells Sebastian that he must be also serious, because if Sebastian listens to the advice of Antonio and act according to his advice, it will make him thrice as great as he were now. He would become thrice as great as he were now, which to do trebles the over. Then Sebastian, "Well, I am standing water." Okay. So he is motionless as stagnant water and listening to the advice of Antonio attentively. And when Sebastian says that he is standing as still as stagnant water, Antonio tells him that he will teach him how to flow. Okay. Then Sebastian, "Do so. To ebb hereditary, sloth instructs me." So do so means he tells that do so, teach me how to flow, for my hereditary laziness urges Sebastian to go backwards. Then Antonio, "Oh, if you knew how you the purpose cherish, whilst thus you mock it, how in stripping it you more invest it." Okay. So if Sebastian only knew how he cherished the desire in his heart while he ridicules it, how in laying it bare he hides it, drifting men go down to the bottom because of their laziness or lack of confidence. Okay, those people who drift, who do not have the courage to face the waves of the sea, they go to the bottom because of their laziness and lack of confidence. Then Sebastian, unable to understand Antonio, he requests Antonio to say on, because his fixed look and flush on his jaws shows that he is going to make an important announcement, and it seems to agonize him as much as the pains of childbirth. Okay, so he says that you go on, you speak what you have to say, because it appears to Sebastian as if this is agonizing Antonio as much as a woman experiences the pain while giving birth to a child. Then Antonio, thus, sir, although this Lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be of as little memory. Okay, in this particular part, Antonio tells or makes that announcement to Sebastian. He says, though this forgetful Lord, Lord of weak remembrance means the forgetful Lord. And who is the forgetful Lord? Gonzalo, who will hardly be remembered after he is buried. He has almost persuaded, for he is a counselor whose profession is to persuade the king that his son may be alive. So Gonzalo, who is a wise old counselor of the king, who is fallen asleep there, who is a forgetful lord, and who is not that important person in the dukedom. That is the reason why he will hardly be remembered by the people after he is buried. But this person, being the wise old counselor, he has almost persuaded the king that his son may be alive. And he has done so because, being a counselor, it is his profession to persuade. And they cannot believe that the prince is still alive. That is, Antonio and Sebastian could not believe that the prince is still alive. That a man, just as they would not believe that a man who lies asleep there now is swimming in the sea at the same time. So as they will not believe that the man who is lying there is swimming in the sea at the same time, similarly they would not believe that Ferdinand, the son of King Alonso, is alive. So Ferdinand is drowned. Then Sebastian, I have no hope that he is drowned. Okay. So he says, Sebastian also agrees that he knows that Ferdinand is drowned. Then, oh, out of that no hope. And since Sebastian has no hope for the survival of Ferdinand, out of that no hope, Sebastian has a great hope for himself. To have no hope for his survival of Ferdinand is the same as having a great hope for himself, so high that even ambition cannot look any higher and discover what is there. Will you agree with me that Ferdinand is drowned? So he asked Sebastian that whether Sebastian would agree with him that Ferdinand is drowned. So Sebastian agrees. He says he has gone. Then Antonio, then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples? If that is the case, then who is going to be the next heir, king, to succeed to the throne of Naples? Sebastian says Claribel. Okay. So in the absence of Ferdinand, king's daughter, that is Claribel, would be the next heir to the throne of Naples. Then Antonio explains to Sebastian that since Claribel is now the queen of Tunis, she lives far away from the civilized world. She cannot have any news from Naples unless the sun will act as her messenger. The distance is so vast that it is difficult to send even messengers with some news to Tunis, because it is possible only to send her messengers if sun acts as her messenger, because ordinary human messengers will be too slow. And by the time the news reaches her in the normal course, infants would grow into bearded youth. Okay, even small children, infants, will grow into young men. She, for whose sake all of them have been shipwrecked. Antonio considers Claribel to be responsible. The marriage of Claribel to be responsible for the shipwreck. So he says that she, for whose sake all of them have been shipwrecked, some were saved and preserved by fate. Their past actions then should serve as an introduction for their future. Thus, what is to follow is left to us to accomplish. So he says, now what is left for them is that they must accomplish all those things. Then Sebastian, still unable, confused, he says, what nonsense is this? How can you say this? It is true that his brother's daughter is Queen of Tunis and head to Naples, and that there is some distance between these two places. There is some distance between the two places, that is Naples and Tunis. Then Antonio, a space whose every cubit seems to cry out. Okay. So, yes, the space between Tunis and Naples, the distance is so much that every yard of it appears to indicate that it is a long distance. How could Claribel travel such a long distance to reach to Naples? In fact, it is a difficult journey that Claribel can never return to Naples. Let Sebastian wake up and take this opportunity that has come his way. If they were all dead there, they would be better off than they are now. There are people who can rule Naples as well as this sleeping man here, pointing to King Alonso. There are lords who can chatter as much and as senselessly as Gonzalo. Antonio says that he himself can make as much noise as a horse, crow, and Gonzalo. And Antonio wishes that Sebastian should also think like that of Antonio. Then, if he thinks that there can be people who can be as great as King Alonso, there can be people who can be as senseless, who can chatter and who can speak as senselessly as Gonzalo, then what an opportunity they have. So, what a great opportunity the sleepiness of these people provides them for their progress in the world. And he asks Sebastian that whether he is able to understand him. Sebastian says, methinks I do. Okay. Then Antonio, and how does your content tender your good fortune? Okay. So Antonio inquires that if he does understand his words, then what does he think about this chance of progressing or furthering their fortunes, developing their fortunes? Then Sebastian, I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero. You see, there is parallelism. So Sebastian says he knows that how Antonio had displaced his own brother Prospero from the dukedom and had become the king of uh, Milan, Duke of Milan. Then Antonio, true, it is true. And look how well the royal garments suit me. So showing himself that look how well he becomes, he appears like the Duke. It is so good for him. And he tells Sebastian that his brother's servants were then his companions. And now, when Antonio has become the king, they are his subordinates. They are no longer his companions. Then Sebastian says, then, but what about your conscience? Does your conscience not prick you that you betrayed the trust of your own brother? Okay. So he might have become a king. He might have said that the royal garment suits him now. Okay. So he is powerful. He has administration in his hand. But what about his conscience? Does his conscience not prick him? Then Antonio asks, sir, where lies that? So he says, conscience, where is it in the body? If it were a kib, it would put me into my slipper. Okay. If it were like a sore on the heel, he will put on in his slippers. If that conscience were like a sore on his heel, he would put on his slippers and do not feel the presence of his conscience in his heart. And 20 consciences that standeth betwixt me and Milan, candid be they. He says that even if there had been 20 consciences that stood between him and the Duke of Milan, they would turn into sugar and melt before they could obstruct him, hinder him. Okay. So anyway, in this video we'll do till here. The Antonio's part will continue in the Google Meet class. Today we are going to complete this particular scene. Thank you for watching. Please do comment and subscribe my channel.